Hey everyone, my name is Yoshi and welcome to yet another Super Mario Sunshine tutorial. This one is for Honey Skip because I was streaming yesterday and someone in my chat was just like, hey, can you help me with Honey Skip? And I wasn't actually playing SMS at the time, so I tried to help, but it wasn't very easy because I wasn't looking at the game and like doing it and going through the motions to be like, hey, this is what you need to do. And it made me realize that there isn't really a Honey Skip tutorial out there for this setup. There's really just videos of people doing it and not really explaining anything that you're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to make one that explains what I'm doing and shit like that. Like always with tutorials, I'm holding my controller in a really weird place that I don't usually hold my controller, so I might fuck some stuff up a little bit, but like that was supposed to be a spin jump, but anyway, so what you want to do is actually, I'm gonna go over to up on top of Pianta, or the Shine Gate where the Pianta pipe is, because that's where you start this from. So it would probably be best to explain the movement from where you do it from. So, and this goes for any category that you do Honey Skip in, I'm pretty sure. I don't run 79 or 96, but in any percent in 120 at least, when you go to do Honey Skip, you're coming out of this Pianta pipe here. So, you do that, and then you slide down here, turn left, spin jump over here, and then you grab this ledge right here. And you press L to center the camera behind you. And then you press A to jump up, and then do a spin jump and hover forward into the building like this. I like that. So get in there, you dive, switch nozzles, press X, and jump backwards. And you want to jump backwards until you can't see Mario anymore, because that's important. You don't want to see Mario right now. And then you just inch forward until you can just barely see his silhouette, like that. And then the reason you switch nozzles is because you can sidestep it when you have the squirt nozzle out. So you go ahead and sidestep over here to the left until Mario is just not touching that white circle over there. It'd be easier if I just kind of put my cursor on screen to show you that, so give me a second while I allow myself to capture cursor here. And then, okay. And right here, this little white circle right here, that is what you want Mario when you're in sidestep mode. You want his fist over here to just barely not be touching this white circle right here. And there's a bit of leniency with it, but that's what you're going for. And then you switch to the hover nozzle. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of my cursor here. Switch to the hover nozzle, and you hover for about 1.5 seconds. So like this, and then you ground pound and you ground pound, switch back to the squirt nozzle, and then sidestep to the left. And if you did it right, boom, you should get the skip right there. I'm gonna go ahead and reset the game and go back and do that again, because that last part is kind of time sensitive, because the reason Honey Skip works is you die on the same frame that cutscene starts, or in a certain frame window. I'm not entirely sure what's the same frame, but it's in a certain frame window of when that cutscene starts. And when you do that, it skips the cutscene. But the way that you die is by standing out of bounds, and the way that the game forces you back in bounds when you're out of bounds, I can show that off right here. I'm sure I have plenty of lives. Is how many lives do I have? Yeah, I have 3 lives. I'm good. Is if you're standing on the ground out of bounds for 30 frames or 1 full second, the game kills you to force you back in bounds. And I'm going to go ahead and do the clip that you do in the beginning of 120 here to get out of bounds. And then if I stand here, boom, I'll die. So that is what happens when you're dying in Honey Skip. Is you're out of bounds, the game wants to force you back in bounds, so it kills you. And now, going back to what I came back into the file to explain, is here. Go ahead and set myself back up for it again. I'm a little bit too far Also, worth mentioning, if you're a little bit too far to the left, when you clip through the building, you will just activate the cutscene. You want to be... my visual cue is just this white line that Mario's right foot is standing on. That's my visual cue. And then I just jump, hover in. Sometimes I'm too high because I'm an idiot. Hover in, dive, switch nozzles, ground pound, jump back until I can't see him anymore. Inch forward until I can. I don't have to do this fast right now, so I can... Yeah, there we go. And then sidestep over here until he's just barely not touching that. And then, it's kind of hard to see on the capture. I can see it much better on my TV. But there is a bit of a dark spot right up here. That is what you're lining up with for your ground pound. So right here. And you want to hover until you're about in line with that, which, like I said, is about 1.5 seconds. And then you want to ground pound and immediately switch nozzles. And then hold left. Still holding L after the ground pound, you want to hold left. And that is how you will get into sidestep immediately. And then it'll do it. So I'll do it again here. Boom! Should be in there. That one was a little bit sketchy, so it might not have been, but it should be in there. In there, dude, in there. Alright, and that is Honey Skip. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And, yeah. I'm gonna make another one of these pretty soon, on Yoshi Skip Electro method, even though there are a bunch of those out there, but people have asked me to make one, so I'm gonna make one on that, which will probably come out later today as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, I would appreciate it if you would leave a like, a comment, maybe even a favor. If you really enjoyed this tutorial, I'd really appreciate if you would consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps out a lot, and I will see you guys in whatever else I make next, which is gonna be the Yoshi Skip Electro method tutorial that I mentioned like 30 seconds ago. Anyway, bye!